do Prarthana and start the session. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Annado Sri Jagannatha Madguru Sri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tat Padam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. The only Guru of three religions, Traitatiram, originator, sensational writer, Hindu virtue donor, the Emperor of spiritual kingdom, Sri 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 Acharya Prabodhananda Yogeshwarlu. I pray Guru to make us understand the wisdom in a right direction. We are learning the Traitatiram Bhagavad Gita. We are learning about Vidya Guhyam chapter. So in the last week we learned 26th Slokam in Vidya Guhyam chapter. So the Slokam, what it says is Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo Me Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhaktyupakrutamashnaami Prayatatmanaha. So we came to know that this Slokam talks about absolute soul. What he said, so whoever offers him at least a leaf or flower or fruit or water, he is going to accept that. So the one whoever offers that to the soul inside is whoever offers with greater devotion, so he is going to accept that one. So we came to know that here he referred about a leaf, flower, fruit and water, and also he compared the parts of tree with the human being, because for the human being there is a soul which is spread whole body from head to toe, and every human being is having the divisions of dispositions called tamasa, rajasa, satvika. So what God is saying over here is to offer all four, so including yogam, the unification, atma also, along with those three gunas, then he is going to provide the liberation. But people misunderstood this and they went outside and thought about outside flower, fruit, water, leaf. So he did not ask about that. So he asked about the things which are inside our body, which are inside our head portion itself. So that's what we have to offer him, because God is infinite. So we are enjoying all the things whatever he has provided. So we don't need to give him back. Okay. So what he is asking, in order to get the liberation, we have to offer all four things which are inside our body to the absolute soul. Then only he is going to provide the liberation. So that's what we learnt about the 26th Slokam in the last week. So let's move on and we'll learn 27th Slokam, what he is saying over here. Yat karoshi yadashnasi yajjuhoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. This slokam is talking about the absolute soul and the karma yogam. So what he is saying here is, whatever you are doing, whatever you are eating, whatever you are burning, whatever you are offering, whatever you are doing the penance, everything you offer to absolute soul. You have to offer to absolute soul. So if you offer, if you don't offer, everything is going to absolute soul itself. But if you offer it to absolute soul intentionally, then you don't get any karma out of that task whatever you are doing, whatever he mentioned. So if you don't offer to him, so you are going to attach the karma. However, it reaches him, whatever the things you do, it will go to him. So the intelligent person, the intelligent fellow will definitely offer it to absolute soul. So, if not, if you think to offer it to some demigods or human beings or something else, to something else, then y- then you are a non-intelligent fellow. You are an idiot. We can say you are an idiot, or yeah, you are an idiot. We can say. So instead of intelligence, so intelligent fellow will offer it to absolute soul. The idiot will offer to these people. So then he is going to get attached to the karma. So that's what about the 27th slokam. Let's learn the 28th slokam. शुभाशुभफलैरेवं मोक्षसे कर्मबन्धनैः संन्यासयोगयुक्तात्मा विमुक्तो मा पैष्यसि. This slokam is also talking about absolute soul and the karma yogam. So this way, whoever offers all the things, whatever he is doing according to his karma to absolute soul, whoever offers to absolute soul, he will come out of all the shubha shubha shubhas. That means all malefic and benefic are there, right? Malefics and benefics, we can say. So he will come out of that good and bad fruits, good and bad fruits. So he will be out of all the bondage of karma. And since he is united with the yogam, he is called sannyasi. He is called sannyasi. So then a real sage, then he will get liberated. He will get liberation. Let us move on to the 29th slokam. Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshyo asti na priyaha ये भजन्ति मा ये भजन्ति तु माम bhaktya mayite teju chapi aham. What he is saying? I am equal. So he is equal to all the creatures. He he does not hate anyone, and he doesn't love anybody. Whoever worship him with greater devotion, he will be inside them, and they will be inside him. So so here absolute soul is equally to all the creatures, though he is equal to all of us, but we are not equal to him. Why? Because absolute soul's view is same on all of us. His, his feeling is same on all of us, but our feeling is not like that. So each one is having different way of uh, feeling about him. So that is why here in this slokam also he is mentioning everybody is equal to him, but he is not equal to everybody. But he is not equal to everybody. That means whose mistake is here? Is human beings' mistake only. Human beings are not uh, having the same equal feeling on him. That's what he is saying. So how much feeling you have, that much near to near to him. So how much feeling you have with respect to absolute soul, that much nearer to him, that much nearer to you. He is nearer to you. So whichever the feeling you have, so the same kind of he will be there with the same kind of feeling with you. So whoever is having more focus, interest on him, then absolute soul also will have the same interest on you and same focus on you. So whoever is doing the yoga with the absolute soul, the immortal soul, the immortal soul is actually the Xerox copy of absolute soul, we can say, copy of absolute soul inside the body, we can say. So whoever does that with the immortal soul, whoever is merged with immortal soul, then uh, absolute soul is saying that he is united with them as well. So that's about the 29th slokam. Let us move on to 30th slokam. Apiche suduracharo bhajate mamananyabhag sadureva samantavya samyagyavasito hi saha. So, however, the wicked person, the cruel person in this world, if he could able to worship absolute soul in his mind, then he is definitely the one who is learning about absolute soul, and he will be called sadhu, the sage, real sage here. So some people may have doubt and question that. So he is a cruel fellow. How can you say he is a sage? So how do you say the bad fellow as a good person over here? So we need to know the actual uh, interesting um, thing over here. The one whoever wants to know about absolute soul in his mind, that means he is going to do the karma yogam. So he will have greater determination to reach absolute soul. Though the person is a cruel person, a rowdy or gunda or a thug, a great cruel person, a um, uh, very cruel person in the world, in the society. So why he became like that? Because of his karma. His karma is driving him in such a way. He is doing all the bad deeds and everything. Uh, so he got unpopular so much because of uh, his task what he is doing on the earth. But if he has interest on the absolute soul and if he is doing the karma yogam with respect to the absolute soul, he is a good person, not a bad person, because he is not getting attached to the any karma right now. So whatever the task he is doing is according to his previous karma, but at present he is not getting attached to any karma. So he is a good, he is very good person with respect to absolute soul now. So he he will be called sadhu, the sage, with respect to absolute soul. Let us move on to the 31st slokam. क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति. So the one who is following the karma yogam and he is in the path of the God and he is called the good person, right? Sajjana, that means a good person. That guy is going to he is going to become dharmatma, the real righteous person, and he will be going to attain the permanent peace. So here the absolute soul is saying that he is promising that his devotee is never going to get spoiled. Okay, he will be on the right path. So the one whoever is having greater devotion, to interest on the absolute soul, though he is a cruel person, he is going to become the person who is following the dharmas, and his soul becomes the righteous soul, and he is going to attain the permanent peace. So the one he will be liberated. So the one whoever worships the absolute soul uh, with with the immortal soul, so then the guy is not going to be deviate the guy is not going to deviate from the divine path. So he is going to get more benefit because he is worshipping immortal soul. So when he worships immortal soul, it is like worshipping absolute soul itself. So, however, he is bad in the with respect to world, but he is not bad with respect to the absolute soul. He is called Dharmatma. He is the one who is righteous person. So, such kind of person uh, is not going to uh, get spoiled. He never gets spoiled. Uh, he never gets spoiled. So he will not be cheated at all. So he will definitely in the righteous path itself, and he will definitely reach the absolute soul. Let us move on to 32nd sloka. Mam hi partha vyapasritya ye api syuhu papayonayah स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्रास्ते अपि यान्ति पराङ्गतिम्. What he is saying over here, see, the people who born as sinners, who born to the sinners, and Vaishyas, Shudras, so they refused to him, and they are getting liberated. They are getting liberated. Here he mentions about Vaishya's caste and Shudra's caste. So what he is saying is, here some people think that why the divine wisdom is required for women. So here God himself is saying that there is no condition that women should not learn the divine wisdom. So though they are impure, though though their body is impure, though their body is clean or impure, the principle is that your mind should be pure. Your mind should be pure, clean. So according to that, even women also can learn the divine wisdom, and they can follow the yogam, the unification. So, with respect to the absolute soul, the higher caste Vaishyas and lower caste Shudras all are equal to him. So, there is no restriction about a caste to do unification with God. Anyone can do unification with the God. So, all the people can follow that. So, even though they are sinners, if they born to sinners, they can do yogam. So these people are, since all these sinners are, what they are doing, they are worshipping absolute soul. So they are doing the yogam, unification, and getting liberation. So uh, then what can we say about the Brahmagnanis and Rajarshis, who are the greater than these people? So what he is talking about them, about Brahmagnani and Rajarshis. Brahmagnani means who learnt already about the divine. So Rajarshis means who are traveled to some extent towards the absolute soul. So what is saying? Kim punar brahmanaha punya bhakta rajarshayastata anityam asukham lokamimam prapya bhajasvamam. So the people who earned good merits in their past birth, who are called Brahmans, Brahmins, and the Rajarshis. Uh, so even though the people who are in temporary luxuries, sorrows, all those things, with respect to their emotions, even though they are in different realms and experiencing those kind of happiness and sorrow. So if they can worship absolute soul, they can attain him. That's what the absolute soul is saying over here. So here the he mentioned about Shudra, right? Shudra means the people who does the lower level of task in their life. So the people who born to the lower level people, so they could able to worship absolute soul and getting the liberated. In that case, so what can we say? How can we say less about the Brahmins and the Rajarshis over here? So here Brahmana, the Brahmana means who knew the divine wisdom, Brahma Gnanam. Whoever knew, we call him as a Brahmana. So uh, the people who learnt at least some wisdom, they could able to learn about the greatness of the absolute soul, and after that they are following the yogam unification and getting liberated. They are merging with absolute soul. So in that case, the rajarshis who could travel little more nearer to the absolute soul, so then they can easily get the liberation over here. So we need to learn about Rajarshis in more detail. According to um, according to the people who follow the yogam, based on them, how why they follow the yogam, because they learned the Brahma Gnanam, the big education, divine wisdom who learned. Whoever learns that, then what they will do? They will follow the yogam. So when they do yogam, what happens? It is a unification. Since it is a unification, in for them the wisdom fire is going to uh, enter into their head. So that is going to get stored in their head itself. So it will not stay there itself. What it will do? Its characteristic is to burn the karma. So the wisdom fire does not stay idle, it's going to burn the karma. So in order to burn entire karma, it may take some births even. So first, whenever he starts getting the wisdom fire, that will be like a small particle size, and a small particle size. So gradually, when he is continuing doing the yogam unification, the wisdom fire level is going to increase. It will become a big uh, spear of fire, a big spear of fire. It will become like that. So according to the size of that sphere, the fire, the wisdom fire spear increases its size, then we can calculate the greatness of the, we can measure the greatness of the yogis. So whenever yogi does the yogam, his wisdom fire level is going to increase, its size is going to increase. So uh, whenever he is in the unification, what happens during that time, the karma will be burning. So uh, when he is not going to do any yogam unification, it will stay like that there itself in his head portion. So whenever he is increasing yogam continuously, the wisdom fire is going to increase also. So if his karma is very huge karma, then the wisdom fire also will burn the karma. So in that case, the level of the uh, wisdom fire will be reducing, because there is a lot of karma, it has to burn that karma. So with respect to such kind of yogi, so it will take more time to reach to the higher level. So uh, for the people who does not have much karma to be born, then what happens for them, the level will increase very fast. So based on the concentration level of the wisdom fire in their head, so we can categorize the yogis with four designations to them. So one is called Maharshi, another one is, second one is Rajarshi, third one is Devarshi, fourth one is Brahmarshi. So how they calculated is, so based on the wisdom fire concentration in their head, so if 100% whoever gets is called Brahmarshi, 100% of the wisdom fire, whoever is having is called Brahmarshi. Whoever is having 75% is called Devarshi. Whoever is having 50% is called Rajarshi. Whoever is having 25% of the wisdom fire of a total is called Maharshi. Like that, there are four designations given to the uh, people who is doing the unification and they are in the right path. So there are some people who don't have wisdom fire at all. They are called Bevarshi. So in the Slokam, Absolute Soul is saying that even the Bevarshi is also uh, doing Yogam unification and attaining the Absolute Soul. So these Maharshi, Rajarshi, Brahmarshi, Devarshi, these are the yogis already. They are in the right path, right? So they can easily get the liberation. That's what the Bhagavan is telling over here. So that's about the 33rd slokam. Let us move on to the 34th slokam. मन्मना भव मद्भक्तो मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु मामे वैश्यसि युक्त्यैव मात्मानं मत्परायणः. This slokam is talking about the formful God and formless God over here. What he is saying here, you keep your mind on me, on him. We need to keep our mind on him and we need to become devotee of him. We have to salute him, pray him, and we have to worship him. So whenever we have focus on him, since he is combined with absolute soul, they are itself, then we are going to attain him. So in one of the slokam, he said that he is his copy is Atma. Immortal soul is his copy. So when we worship immortal soul, that is like worshipping absolute soul. That is also he said right in the earlier slokams itself. So here in this slokam, he is talking about formful God and formless God both. So that's why here Yuktvaiva Matmanam Matparayanaha he said in the slokam. That means this is related to the formless God, absolute soul. So what he said is with with the focus on absolute soul and unification with immortal soul. Unification with immortal soul, but the focus on absolute soul. So whoever does, so that is called the yogam. That is called yogam, and it is worshipping absolute soul itself. Here, the immortal soul is formless. Why we say immortal soul is formless? So, because immortal soul will have different shapes based on the creature shape. So, there is no particular shape to the immortal soul. We say it is formless. So, we have to worship formless immortal soul. So, that means doing the unification, yogam. So, so the absolute soul is invisible. He cannot be known to any senses at all. So, uh, so in order to attain the absolute soul, the invisible immortal, we have to do unification with subtle immortal soul or invisible immortal soul, which is driving us. So such kind of person is going to get the liberation. And the other thing, he is talking about the formful God, right? So formful God worship means not worshipping the idols over here. Whenever the absolute soul takes a human form and comes as Bhagavan or Guru onto the earth, so worshipping him, salute to him, and putting focus on him is must. It is needed. So we need to be more devotee towards him. So that is about the second way of worshipping absolute soul. So this second way of worship may not be possible in all the times. It's not possible to identify the Bhagavan, uh, it's not so possible. So it is hard to uh, know about that birth, the Bhagavan's birth. So whenever he is on the earth, then only the formful worship is possible. So he will not be there on every time on the earth itself. So either either formful or formless, whatever it may be, we have to worship him and get liberated. So that way he is saying that this Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yogam, the chapter, which is very much greater one, it is secret, it has secret information. So this is the greatest education. So we all must learn this and know the wisdom in a right manner. There are so many important matters Swami provided to us. So we are thankful to Swami for providing such a great information matter to us. So if you have any questions, you can ask. If not, let us do Mangala Prarthana and end the session. Om Mangalam Gurudevaya Mahaniya Prabodhatmane Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Sadhu Rupaya Mangalam. Prabodharpanam to everyone.